Draw the knuckles down towards the floor. And then draw them over towards the left hip. Trying to bring those knuckles kind of, or palms in towards that holster. Drop left ear towards left shoulder. Getting a nice big stretch down the right side of your neck. And then one more time, draw the knuckles down towards the floor, squeezing those shoulder blades together. Slightly tuck the chin in towards the chest. Or if it feels good, you can lean back, open up the throat. Release, sweep the arms up towards the sky. And we're gonna take a twist. Take the right hand over towards the left knee. Inhale, lengthen, exhale, twist. Then sweep the left hand over towards the right knee, crossing at the elbows. Seeing if you can kind of grab a hold of those knees or those thighs to widen through the shoulder blades. Tuck the chin in towards the chest. Then lift your heart. Keep the elbows crossed. Work the hands towards the shoulders or the shoulder blades. Inhale and exhale. Inhale. Exhale, pull shoulders and elbows down. Option to double wrap at the wrist, finding those eagle arms, those Garudasana arms. Inhale. Exhale, pull shoulders and elbows down. And then release, sweep the arms up towards the sky. Inhale. And we'll take a twist the other side. Take the left hand over towards the right knee. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. And then sweep the right hand over towards the left knee, or you can grab onto the knees or the thighs. Maybe walk them out a little further, get a good grip there to really spread those shoulder blades apart in the back, and then tuck the chin in towards the chest. And then lift the heart, keep the elbows crossed, work those hands towards those shoulders or the shoulder blade. Inhale. Exhale, pull shoulders and elbows down. Inhale. And exhale. Option to keep it here or double wrap at the wrists, finding those eagle arms. Inhale. Exhale, pull shoulders and elbows down. And then unwrap, sweep those arms up to the sky. Exhale, sweep. Let the hands float down to the ground. We'll take the right leg out to the side. Bring the left foot to the inside of the thigh. Now, if you have a yoga strap or a yoga towel, you can utilize that here. You don't have to. We're going to start with our Janusarasana. Sweep the arms up to the sky, interlace the fingers. Square yourself off over the right leg and take a fold. If you can reach the hands around the bottom of the right foot, you can do that. If you need a little towel or yoga strap, you can do that. And if you can't reach and you don't have a prop, you can just take your hands on either side of your legs, either side of your leg like this. Now, once you find your lowest point in your fold, I want you to take an inhale, half lift. We find some length in the low back by pulling the chest, the chin, the nose towards the toes, and then fold over one more time, tucking chin into chest, forehead in towards the knee. And take an inhale, half lift. You can stay here or plant the right hand on the outside of the leg. Sweep the left arm up and over. Big side stretch, reaching those left fingertips past the right toe. Gaze under left arm. As you inhale, feel the ribs expand down the left side. Exhale, reach a little deeper. And sweep it all the way back up to the top. We'll take one more twist, sweeping that right leg up and over the left leg. Wrap the left arm around the right leg like you're giving it a hug. Now, from here, lengthen through the top of the head, then interlace the fingers together, giving yourself a big squeeze hug use those arms, use those biceps to pull the leg in. Now, simultaneously, I want you to press the right leg into the arms. So you're playing tug of war. Pull the arms in, press the leg out. Now lengthen the spine, gaze over right shoulder. Keep playing that tug of war game for 3 more breaths. Then gently release. Take your left hand, grab the outside of the right foot. So to extend that right leg forward. If you can get it all the way straight, cool, but if you can't, that's okay too. Then start to reach the right arm back. Hopefully you get a big stretch down the outside of the right IT band, and you get a stretch between those shoulder blades as you reach the arms in opposite directions. Keep gazing back towards right thumb, getting that extra stretch through the neck. And then gaze forward. Start to bend the right knee in. You can hug it in towards the chest, or you can start to bring that right foot into the crook of the left elbow and just rock it side to side, kind of like you're cradling a baby. We'll start to open the right hip. Maybe you create some circles. And then release. We'll take the right leg forward. We'll take the left leg to the side. Bring that right foot inside the left thigh. Inhale, sweep the arms up to the sky, interlace the fingers. Square yourself off over the left leg and take a fold. Again, if you can reach around the left foot, great. If you need to use a strap or a little towel, you can do that. Or if you don't have any of that, you can take your hands to either side of your leg for support. Wherever your lowest point is, take an inhale, half lift. Lengthen through the low back. So find some more length in the spine. Then pull the chin, the forehead, the nose towards the toes. Fold over, tucks in the chest, forehead to knee. You can hang out here or take an inhale, half lift, plant the left hand, sweep the right arm up and over, big side stretch, reaching those right fingertips past the left toes. Inhale, feel the ribs expand down the right side of the body. Exhale, keep reaching the right fingertips long. Gaze under right shoulder towards the ceiling. And then sweep it all the way back up to the top. We'll take the left leg, all the way up and over the right leg for me. Right arm hugs in front of left leg. And we're going to interlace the fingers. Start to hug that right knee in. Find a little twist. Inhale, lengthen through the top of the head. Exhale, twist. Now I want you to press the left knee into the arms. So there's an equal pull and push with the arms and the legs. Keep pulling, keep pushing. Find a little more length, find a little more twist for 3 more breaths. And then release. We'll take that right hand, we'll grab the outside of the left foot, start to kick that left heel forward, reach the left arm back. I like this one because you get that spot between the shoulder blades, maybe a little in the shoulder. You get the leg, you get the twist, can get a little stretch through the neck. It's one of my favorites. Then we'll gaze forward, start to pull that left leg in towards the chest. Maybe you can hook the foot into the crook of the right elbow and then interlace the fingers. Just take a little wiggle side to side, maybe some circles. Just release it out. And then we'll release the left foot down to meet the right, finding your butterfly, your Baddha Konasana. Inhale, sweep the arms up towards the sky. Interlace those fingers for me. We're going to take the hands underneath the feet. Now from here, you can walk the heels in if you want, or you can keep them out a little further. I want you to lift the heart forward. So you try to grow a little bit taller through the top of the head. And then with that, you're pulling the feet into the hands so that it pulls the shoulders away from the ears. Feel that big stretch through the shoulders, through the side of the neck, and then take a little right left head nod. As slow or as fast as you need it. Maybe there's like one little spot that feels really good. And then exhale, take a fold. You'll find this one a little bit more in the hips. If you want to release the hands from the feet and use those elbows to push on the inner thighs or inside of the knees to get a little bit more opening in the hips, you can do that as well. Try and relax the head, neck, and jaw here. And then roll it up to the top. Cross at the ankles, rock forward onto those hands and knees. Shoulders over wrists and hips over knees. Start to wake up those wrists. Maybe take some circles. Like you're drawing big circles on the mat with your belly button. Flip those hands towards the outside of the mat. Shift right, left. You can also touch the inside of the wrists together and do some more circles. Can flip the palms up towards each other, bend and extend through the elbows. Bend and extend through the fingers. And flip the fingertips back towards you. Shift the weight towards the heels and lightly lift the palms off the mat to stretch from your fingertips all the way up the forearms. And bring it back into a neutral position. We'll start to take the right knee in towards the nose, thinking cat-cow. Pull the knee into nose. Then I want you to drop the belly, lift the heart, and squeeze the glute as you press the right heel towards the sky. Exhale, round. Inhale, lift. Start to move with your own breath at your own pace. Last time. Take that right heel up to the sky. Draw some big sweeping circles with the right knee. Open up that right hip. Switch directions. Then straighten the right leg all the way to the back of the mat. You're going to plant the right hand, reach the left arm up towards the sky. Exhale, tap the outside of the right rib cage as you sweep the left arm underneath right armpit. Inhale, reach it to the sky. Exhale, twist. Inhale, reach. Exhale, twist. One more time. Inhale. And exhale. Take that left hand down to the floor. We'll take the right leg to the side so it's outside of the hip. We're going to switch sides. Take the right arm up towards the sky. Exhale. Sweep the left arm underneath the left armpit. Inhale, reach. Exhale, twist. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. Take the right hand down to the floor. Start to lean the hips back towards the heel to just wake up the inside of the groin, inside of your groin here. Oh, sorry, big yawn. You can hold it in one spot, can move forward and back, whatever feels good. Good. And then see if you can pick up that right leg. You're going to cross the right leg behind the left, kind of like you're about to do a cow facing pose or Gomukhasana. Just kind of shift forward and back like you're doing a cross-legged child's pose. And shift forward, uncross the legs. We'll start to bring the knees a little bit wider than hips. Sit back into your regular Balasana child's pose. Forehead down to the mat. Take a big inhale breath through the nose. Open mouth, exhale, let it all go. Inhale through the nose. Open mouth, exhale, let it all go. One more time, inhale. And exhale. Rock back forward onto those hands and knees. Readjust so that your shoulders are over wrists and hips over knees. We'll take our left leg up to the sky, bend that knee. Start to drop the belly and lift the heart, and then pull the left knee in towards nose, thinking cat pose. Exhale. Inhale, drop the belly, lift the heart, squeeze through the glutes. Exhale, round. Now, if this is too much for you and you want to just do a classic cat-cow here, you could do that. We kind of did a modified cat-cow in a seated position, so hopefully your back is warmed up, your spine's a little bit more warmed up, but maybe you have some wrist issues and you don't like being on your wrists, and so one leg is too much pressure. Last time. And then big sweeping circles with the left knee. Find some hip opening here. And switch directions. Okay. Then extend the left leg to the back of the mat. Start to plant through the left hand, right arm up towards the sky. Gaze up towards right thumb. Maybe you get that stretch down the outside of the right glute. Exhale, reach the right hand underneath left armpit, tap the outside of the left rib cage. Inhale, look up. Exhale, moving through the thoracic spine. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Just a few more times at your own pace. And then we'll plant the right hand on the ground. See if you can take the left leg out to the side so it's in line with that hip. We'll start to open up the groin here, the inside of your thigh. Maybe shift forward and back. Maybe you want to sit all the way back. Maybe you can't get quite that far, and that's cool too. Maybe you want to come down onto the forearms. Maybe you want to make it a little bit harder and more like a froggy by pulling that right knee a little further outside of the hip. You could do that as well to get a little more stretch. And then we'll move into a couple of twists. So readjust back into that gate pose. We'll take the left arm up to the sky this time. Exhale, reach underneath. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. One more time. Inhale. And exhale. Nice. Then step that heel toe or step that left leg back. Bring it in line with the left knee. Then you can either work those knees a little wider than hips or keep them narrow for another child's pose, Balasana. Forehead down to the ground. You can start to reach those fingertips forward. Maybe sit the sits bones heavier over the heels. And we'll get a little stretch through the upper back. Flip the palms up towards the sky. Bend the elbows, taking the palms to the backs of the shoulders or the back of the neck. Now inhale. Exhale, press those elbows, the backs of the triceps into the ground as you open up through the upper back, press the armpits down into the ground. If you have really flexible spine or you're working on getting more flexibility in your spine, one thing to try later is to put your elbows up on something like maybe a chair. You can even put your whole arms up on the chair and then trying to lower your chest through your shoulders. It's a really good upper back stretch. All right, let's rock it forward back onto those hands and knees again. We'll tuck all 10 toes under and then start to stretch through the feet. We're waking up the muscles in the fascia in the bottom of the feet. Maybe you can walk your hands towards your knees to get a little more pressure in the backs of the feet. Maybe you can walk your knees at big toes to touch. Maybe you can start to lift the knees up a little bit, getting a little bit more into the soleus, the gastrocnemius, that is the muscles of your calves and your Achilles. Maybe you can sit all the way back and tap those heels. It's like advanced gentle yoga. Good. And then from here, you can move into another child's pose, or if you're ready for it, you can come up into your downward facing dog. If you're in your downward facing dog, you can pedal those feet out right to left. Bend those knees right to left. Shake those hips right to left. Whatever you need to wake up the low back and the back of the legs. Good. And find a neutral position with your down dog, a static position. We'll go for 3 more breaths here. Spread those fingers wide, pointer fingers parallel. A little bit more rolled into the pointer finger and thumb knuckles. Pull the shoulders away from the ears. Press the belly button back towards the thighs. Lift the heels nice and high like you're standing in high heels, and then press them a little closer to the floor. Maybe they can touch. Maybe you can spread all 5 toes on each foot and gently lower them down one at a time to lift those arches off the ground. And then if you're in your child's pose or your down dog, wherever you're at, just wave forward. We're going to come down onto our tummies. From here, we'll take the right arm out to the side. Now, this is kind of like your medium position here. Your arms straight out from the right shoulder. If it's a little further down, it's a little easier at an angle. Harder would be elbow bent at a 90 degree with the elbow in line with the shoulder. So you can pick whatever position you want. Take the left hand under left shoulder for support. Drop that right ear towards the ground or on a pillow. And then we're gonna bend the left knee and kickstand it over the top. This is a great little twist here, but it's also an excellent delt and pec opener. I want you to spread all 5 fingers of the right hand. Really press that right palm into the ground, especially if you have the elbow bent. Press that palm into the ground. We'll activate the shoulder open more. Now, if you don't need the support of the left hand on the ground, you can reach the left hand around the back or reach the left fingertips for the right fingertips. This will also increase the stretch. And then you can start to make your way out of it. Roll back onto your tummy. Take the right hand underneath the right shoulder. You can start to roll the shoulders back a couple of times. if you want, you can do a little Bhujangasana, cobra pose, pressing the tops of the feet into the ground. Lift the heart forward. Maybe you can even lift the hands up off the ground. And then lower all the way down. We'll switch sides. Take the left hand out to the side, right hand under the shoulder, left ear to the ground. Start to kickstand the right leg up and over. Now, whatever position you took, start to press that left hand into the ground a little bit more. Maybe you want to reach the right hand around the back or reach the right fingertips for the left fingertips to increase the stretch down the delts and into the pecs. Take one more breath. And you can start to roll back onto your tummy. Bringing the hands underneath the shoulders, roll the shoulders back. Maybe bring those fingertips in line with the shoulders, pointing the shoulders down to the ground, elbows up to the sky. Find a little Bhujangasana, cobra pose. And then lower all the way back down to the ground. Press back into your child's pose or wave back into your downward facing dog, whatever feels good for you. We're gonna make our way into a standing forward fold at the top of your mat. So if you're in your child's pose, you're gonna wanna wave back up and then walk your feet towards your hands. If you're in your down dog, it'll be easy just to walk your feet to the front of the mat. Once you get there, you can take an inhale, half lift, maybe press the palms into the shins, and then exhale, folds. If you need to keep the knees bent, you can. Maybe you want to grab onto opposite elbows and take a sway right to left. Maybe you feel like your hamstrings are open enough and you can get into a deeper variation, like grabbing onto big toes or wrapping the arms around the back of the legs. Whatever feels comfortable here. We're not gonna do anything crazy. So if you want to wiggle around, you can. If you want to have the feet spread apart, you can. If you want to bring feet together, you can. Take about 3 to 5 breaths more and just hanging out in this position. What I really want you to focus on is relaxing the head, neck, and jaw, allowing the spine to lengthen, drawing the top of the head closer to the mat with every exhale. Releasing tension out of the low back. One more breath. And then take an inhale, half lift. And exhale, folds. Let's lower all the way down to our seats. Maybe you want to pause in your Malasana squat for a second. You could do that. Or you can just kind of roll all the way down to your seat and onto your back, hugging your knees into your chest. For those of you that want to pause in your Malasana, you can have your feet forward or your feet to the side, whatever's comfortable. You can just take a little opening through your hips as you drop the tailbone and lift the chest. For those of you on your back, you can wiggle your legs around, taking some circles, releasing any tension in the low back or the hips. And then we'll all meet in that position on your back, lowering all the way down. Let's lift those feet to the sky. Find your happy baby. Grab the outsides of the feet and just rock side to side. Maybe draw some circles with your heels. Maybe straighten the legs right to left. Then we're gonna start with a half happy baby. So you can release the left leg, start to walk it along the mat to yawn, open the front of that hip flexor. And then start to maybe even flex the left toes up towards your nose. Press that left heel down. Maybe see if you can get the back of the knee to start to press down into the ground. And draw the right knee to the outside of your rib cage. Press that right heel up towards the sky or up into the hand, and then press the hand into the foot. So there's a little tug of war going on there to open the hip up a little bit more. Now, maybe it feels in your practice today to start to straighten the leg up towards the sky to open that hamstring. Maybe you want to move the hand to the big toe to give yourself just a little bit more space. But something that sometimes will happen when you move into legs straight is this bottom knee will start to bend. You can bend it if you want, or if you want the extra challenge, you can remind yourself, press the back of the knee into the ground. When you have this knee bent, it'll allow this right one to straighten a little bit more, but this will make that back of the hamstring really light up. So wherever you're at today, and it's a gentle class, so you don't have to force yourself into anything. Really, you shouldn't force yourself into anything anyway, but good. Now, either keeping the right leg straight, or you can bend it. You can take a twist on the ground. So if you want, you can keep the right leg in any variation of straight or bent that you wish. But I want you to try and keep the backs of both shoulders into the ground. So press the right shoulder into the ground, gaze over the right shoulder. Now maybe you have it in your practice to keep a hold of the right foot with the left hand, getting deeper into that IT band. You can do that too. Or maybe you need to bend both knees to get that big stretch twist in the spine. Whatever feels good for you today. Any variation of legs straight or bent is fine. Now, as we twist here, I want you to focus a little bit more on the exhales. So exhale all the breath out. Inhale and exhale. Then we'll bring it back to center. Start to bend the left knee behind the right knee so that the legs are crossed. Then I want you to hug both knees into your chest. We'll grab for the outsides of the ankles or the feet, like we're doing a supine Gomukhasana. Just rock side to side if that feels good. You can press both feet into the hands and press the feet to opposite sides of the room. You can draw the heels towards the glutes. Whatever feels more opening in your hips today, go for it. Then gently release the left foot. Keep the right ankle crossed over the left thigh for a figure four stretch. Right hand can come inside the right thigh. Gently press the right thigh away, creating an opening down the front side of the right hip. Keeping the right foot flexed protects the right knee. And if you'd like to open up the back of the right hip, you have the option of hugging left knee into chest. Maybe grab the back of the hamstring or the front of the shin, but no uncomfortable bends in the spine. So flatten the back of the neck onto the mat. Press the low lumbar spine into the floor. Optional variation, if you would like to take it, you can take both hands through the middle of your figure four opening. Grab the right calf with your elbows, with your biceps, and lengthen the left leg out. I have to curl my shoulder blades up off the ground in order to get this pose to happen for me. And oftentimes my left heel doesn't even touch, but it's kind of a nice, fun, deep hip opener if you want to try it. And then rebend that left leg, reverse how you came into that pose if you were taking it. Then we'll uncross the legs, open it up for another happy baby. Then we'll do just a single leg happy baby. So we'll release the right leg. See if you can draw the right leg along onto the mat. So pressing the back of the right heel into the floor, flex those right toes up to the sky. Maybe start to press the back of the right knee into the mat. Then you can start to focus on the left side. Press the left foot up towards the sky. Press the left hand into the left foot. So you're playing tug of war with your hand and your foot, drawing that knee to the outside of the rib cage, outside of the shoulder. Now, if it feels in your practice, you can start to straighten out that left leg. Maybe this would be another time you could grab your yoga strap or your towel. Or I like to just grab onto my big toe. You could start to straighten out the left leg, whatever feels comfortable. It doesn't have to come all the way straight. And then you can also refocus on the right leg, try and keep that right leg straight. You might want to start to bend to get deeper here by pulling that left leg in, but you actually get more of a hamstring stretch if you keep the right leg more straight. So whatever variation of this kind of lying down big toe pose you want to take, go for it, whatever feels more opening. Another thing sometimes I think about is pulling my shoulder back down to the ground. So it's not pulling out and away, but actually pulling it back into the shoulder socket so it's pressed down into the floor. Maybe even think energetically pressing through the heel that'll light up the back of the calf muscle as well. Now we'll take a little cross the body action. So you can bend the knees, you can keep the legs straight. Sometimes I like to grab the outside of the foot, left foot with right hand to kind of get more down this IT band into the glutes. And you're still going to get all the benefits of the twist if you keep the knees bent or keep the legs straight. Just straightening the leg gets a little bit more into that glute. So, whatever variation you want to take, feel free to do that. But I want you to concentrate a little more on the breath here. So, gaze over the left shoulder. I want you to take big, long exhales. And then inhale and exhale. Make our way back to center. As you do so, bend the right knee behind the left knee so the thighs are crossed. And then we'll move into a supine Gomukhasana. You can take your hands on the knees, the shins, or move them towards the feet and the ankles. And then you can play around with pressing the feet into the hands, pulling the heels towards the glutes, maybe pressing the feet towards opposite sides of the room. Whatever variation opens your hips up more today, you can take that or just kind of play around with movement here. I like to kind of always be wiggling and moving around, but that's just me. You can hold the pose if it feels better for you. Then gently release the right foot. We'll cross the left ankle over the right thigh. Left hand inside left thigh to press it away and open the front of that left hip. You can hang out here at the figure four stretch or move into a restful pigeon or reclined pigeon rather. You can hug the right knee in towards chest, grab the back of the hamstring or the front of the shin, but no uncomfortable bends in the spine. Back of the neck flat, low lumbar spine pressed into the mat. Keep that left foot flexed to protect the knee. Fun optional variation, you can dive both hands through the middle of your figure four, grab onto the calf muscle with your biceps, with your forearms, and then lengthen the right leg. If you're taking your variation, pull the right knee back in, gently release the hands through the middle of the figure four, and then everyone can lower the right leg down to the ground. We'll take both legs up towards the sky. Roll out the ankles. Just kind of let the legs hang out in the hips, like you're not even really putting any effort to lift those legs up to the sky. They're just kind of hanging out. And take the arms up, roll out the wrists. I'm going to give you a couple minutes to do any last minute poses that you feel that your body might need. Maybe you want to come into a back bend, like bridge pose. Maybe you want to take a couple more twists, variations. Maybe you need another hip opener, or maybe you want to come into Baddha Konasana on your back, Supta Baddha Konasana. Maybe there's a pose that you have in your practice, like plow pose or shoulder stand, that's you would like to take. Whatever it is, feel free to take it here. If you're working on one side, switch to the other side. We're going to start to make our way into our final resting position. Legs out long, feet fall open, hands down by your sides. Relax that space between the eyebrows. Relax the jaw, the tongue away from the roof of your mouth. Relax the shoulders down the back, the space between your shoulder blades, allowing the heart to relax down into the ground. Soften the belly, soften the fingers, soften the toes. Allow yourself to completely melt into your mat. Start to wiggle those fingers and toes. Start to roll out those wrists and ankles. Shake your head side to side. And then take a big inhale breath, stretch those arms above the head. And And exhale, roll over onto your right side. You can hug your knees into your chest if you wish. And when you're ready, you can make your way up to a seated position. Join me in 3 closing breaths. In through the nose, out through the nose. In through the nose, out through the nose. One more time, big inhale and exhale. Thank you so much for joining me, everyone. Hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Namaste.